Welcome back once again for another live film with Shaman's YouTube channel. Let's get into it, man. Schoolie D, better known as Jesse Weaver, but his alias is Schoolie D. Schoolie D is definitely very underrated MC from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He definitely is credited for gangster rap, not trying to glorify gangster rap by any means. But when you look at what he did, it definitely was different at the time. The things that he was doing at the time was definitely different. It was different. And that's the thing about it when it comes to Schoolie D. So we're going to talk about this album. Right, like I said before, when we look at Schoolie D, very underrated MC. Like he's known for a song called PSK, What Does It Mean? Meant for Parkside Killers, a street gang with which Schoolie D was affiliated with. And this was off that see, was off that Saturday Night album? No, it was. It was in '85. Yeah, that was in '85. But he's a pioneer for the right wrong reasons. So for the wrong reasons in that sense. So, but Schoolie D made a second album, Saturday Night, the album. I'm doing this because it came out in 1986. He created an album of 7 tracks that included rapping and instrumentals that were both inspired by and sampled various funk musicians from the 1970s. This album was released independently in 1986. Seems like Saturday Night and dedication to all b-boys. It was reissued in 1987. Um, the album content put Weaver in hot water, Schoolie D, with many curious community leaders. The album charted on the Billboard Black Albums chart, the UK Top Indie Album chart on its release. Thanks for the 15 people tuning in. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Deeply appreciate it. Now, when he began doing the second album, recording Saturday Night, the album in 1986, he was being barred from the studio where he originally recorded his single for PSK, What Does It Mean? And went to INS Studios in New York. To compose the music, Weaver first started booking on the drums, saying that by 1985 I had mastered the Roland TR 909. After completing the drums, Weaver worked on lyrics and vocals when he smoked and drank until we got silly enough. And at that point, the first thing that hit my mind was the song. Some songs were performed with live musicians, such as B-Boy Rhymes and Riddle, which had a live drummer brought in by engineer Joe Nicolo. The music on Saturday Night was the result of Dr. DJ Cold Money for getting a plug for the 909. So we would use the drum machine at the studio to record the song without the 909 on hand. Accidentally pushed a button that sent the kick and snare to go to the Tim Dale's sound, and the new sound was used for the song Saturday Night. So the initial release of Saturday Night, the album consisted of 7 songs and was released through Weaver's own Schoolie D Records. Weaver signed with Jive Records to pay a lot of bills as the distributors of his previous work were not paying him for the records that were sold. Saturday Night, the album was released in 1987 on Jive Records. Parkside 5-2, Huz in the Joint, Getting Paid. These 3 tracks were originally intended for Weaver's next album, Smoke Some Kill, but Weaver was upset after finding these new tracks added to this album and saying that it was a total scam to reissue Saturday Night like they did with those tracks because it had already sold hundreds of thousands of copies. And that if these tracks were released on some Smoke Some Kill, his follow-up album would have been an even better record. For the style of this album, it was funk, loose rhymes, and attitude. Songs like Dedication to All B-Boys was inspired by the group The Commodores. The track features Weaver's disc jockey DJ Cold Money from a long break at the end. Weaver explained this part of the song by stating that in rock and funk groups, everybody was part of the band, got to do their own thing. Do their thing. Cole was part of the band. House in the Joint was influenced to a trip to California, where he heard the song "Thank You for Letting Me Be Myself." Again, by Sign the Femstone. Thanks for the 15 people tuning in. If you like this content right now, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate it. And then the track's lyrics involve a conflict Weaver had with rapper Spoonie G in his song "That's My Style," where he claims that Weaver was appropriating his technique. Weaver has since performed with Spoonie G on stage and later said he never felt comfortable performing this track in concert. Again, this album was released in 1986. It charted on Billboard Top Black Albums for 10 weeks, peaking at number 59. In the UK, the album was released by a Mute Records affiliate called Rhythm King, where it charted on UK indie charts for 10 weeks, peaking at number 4. Singles like Saturday Night, dedication to all B-Boys, released on Schoolie D Records and Flame Records. Both Saturday Night and dedication to all B-Boys appeared on the UK indie charts. On its release, Philadelphia city officials had the album removed from store shelves after public outrage over the violent content in the songs. Yep. This is the best time for Schoolie D. It really was. Underrated. Underrated rapper. Came up with 88, Smoke Some Kill, and Am I Black Enough For You? That's the time when things were so political in the 80s. At that time, how a black man feels. Stuff like that. But that was the best times in 86 for Schoolie D. So that's it for this short video. I'll be back at 2:30. Appreciate the time. Till then, talk to you soon. Yes. Weeks 500.